A few days ago, I met a friend at a cafe, and as I sat down at her table, I asked, "How are you?" With a resigned expression, she said, "I'm all right, I guess, but I'm thinking about leaving Auroville." "Why is that?" I asked. "It's because of all these things that are happening in Auroville," she said. "What things are happening in Auroville?" I asked. And she replied, "When I watch these videos on social media, I feel so much anger, so much negativity, and I feel a certain anxiety growing inside me." I looked at her and I said, "And you want to leave Auroville because of some videos you watched on social media? Where will you go? You would have to start all over again. You'd probably end up living in a tiny apartment and eating canned food." She nodded and added, "Not only that, I would also end up alone. All my friends are here. My work is here. My life is here. I love Auroville." "Then why would you want to leave Auroville?" I asked. She paused for a moment and said, "I don't know. Nothing bad has happened in my life since the new administration came. I'm actually doing fine. But I'm worried that something might happen." I looked her in the eyes and I said, "Those videos are mostly being made by members of the old administration and people close to them. They are fighting a political battle. They cannot accept that they are no longer in charge. That's why they are campaigning. You lived in Auroville long enough to know that ordinary people like me and you have never benefited from them. We were never their priority. Back then, they didn't care about us, and even today they don't care about us. They are far more interested in holding on to influence than in helping the residents. For years, they presented themselves as the guardians of Auroville. They claimed authority over land that actually belongs to Auroville as a whole. They opposed the Crown Road. They encouraged young people to stand at the front of confrontations with the foundation. And now they mobilized artists and other groups to resist development. But once those confrontations were over, who had to deal with the consequences? Not them. The conflict around the youth center, for example, could have been resolved differently. It could have been discussed and negotiated in a calm and civilized way. Instead, confrontations were encouraged because confrontations create headlines. It creates drama. It creates the image that everything is falling apart. The people promoting this narrative are not thinking about the anxiety they create in the residents. They are only thinking about their own power. They are not thinking about the elderly. They are not thinking about the well-being of the community. They are focused on a power struggle. Then I paused for a moment and I said, "Don't worry about it. Just live your life. Let the two sides continue their political battle if they want to. People like you and me have nothing to gain from living in fear. We just have to carry on with our lives and keep doing what we came here to do." That, in a sense, was the conversation I had with my friend a few days ago. And now, I would like to take this opportunity to send a message to those who continue their relentless campaign against the Auroville Foundation and against the new administration. When are you going to stop? Do you realize the damage you are causing to Auroville and its image? Do you realize that every new video, every new accusation, every new attempt to create outrage generates anxiety and division amongst residents? Do you realize that many of the people watching these campaigns are not activists, not politicians, not members of any faction? They are simply people trying to live their lives in peace. Whether you agree with the new administration or not, the reality is that the situation has changed. Continuing to fuel fear and conflict serves nobody. So please stop. Stop spreading anxiety, stop creating division, stop using residents as a shield in a political campaign. Stop turning every disagreement into a battle. And above all, stop making ordinary people suffer the emotional price for a conflict that is not theirs. Thank you.